Hello! Welcome to the Swole Initiative Network. You are watching the Fables of Gahlia, the correct way to start your weekend. So thank you so much for being here. I have to turn off the radio announcer voice that I was slipping into. Hello! I have completely lost my train of thought. We are going to talk about companies that help us to do the thing that you are watching us do badly. Stax, why don't you take us away?
All right.
Please.
Okay. Straight from the halls of Valhalla comes our first sponsor of tonight, Norse Foundry. They create artisan dice and gaming accessories crafted from the finest metals and gemstones by the dwarves themselves. With Norse Foundry, even your nat ones will be beautiful, but hopefully we don't roll those. Check out now in the chat, or just head over to norsefoundry.com and use the code SWOLE, SWOLE, to save 10% off your order.
Awesome. Betty?
Yes.
Question mark?
You should also check out ninerealmsgaming.com, where you can check out our friends who handcraft gaming accessories for everyone with quality wood. You guys, I still don't know it. I don't read the copy and I don't know the copy, but they make really cool shit, right? You can do custom stuff like this guy right here, where you can roll a 4. Anyways, you can use the code SWOLE10 and you can get 10% off of your purchase over at ninerealmsgaming.com. And that's me.
That's right. Brent, why don't you?
Okay. All right, you guys. It is time once again to give a special thank you and shout out to our next sponsor of the evening. Say it with me, Griffin Co. Everything that you see that is 3D printed on our shows is from Griffin Co. If you would like to get in on this awesome action, just go on over to griffinco.com and use the promo code SWOLE22 at checkout, and you'll receive 22% off of your entire order.
Awesome. And last but by no means least, that means Ashley.
That is me. And I have something really serious to talk to you guys about, actually. Your mom called and she said that your shirts all suck. So you should roll for initiative before jumping into the mosh pit with Dyson Devil Horns. Visit DysonDevilHorns.com flawless for heavy metal tabletop gaming merch, mugs, and more. Use code SWOLE at checkout for 10% off your order, and be sure to follow them on Instagram for those sweet, sweet memes. That's Dice, the letter N, devilhorns.com, and rock before you roll.
There it is. Thank you. Yes, I'm gonna try and make this pretty quick because we're all failing miserably at all of our respective jobs. Other things we have YouTube. YouTube is a thing. You can go and subscribe there for freebies, and you'll get notified every time we drop one of our VODs over there. That's where they go to live after Twitch. So you can go. Have we dropped a link? We have dropped a link. Look at it. It's right there.
I did the thing.
Look at it all pretty and
it.
linky. So YouTube and other things. Oh, yes. So December we are not running sub goals at all. If you do choose to gift sub, subscribe, or prime sub, if you have a slot available and choose to use it on us, then thank you so much, but it is not required for our giveaways this month. We are just giving back to you guys for supporting us for the previous 9 months of the year, which have been insane. We're 136 followers away from hitting 2,000, and we only started in March, so it's nuts. Thank you so much, guys. But if you do know 136 other people that aren't following, send them here and get them to click follow, because that would be really cool to hit that before the end of the year. But yes, so this episode, at some point, we will be giving away another Norse Foundry boulder. This one is the Bifrost. Ooh. Hold on. I figured out how to.
I have that dice set. They're so pretty.
Hold on. I figured. There we go. I got it, guys. I don't got it. There we go.
Okay, I'm showing what it looks like.
Look at that guy.
So pretty.
It's like
ginormous.
It's all iridescent and it's heavy as shit.
Oh,
I rolled a natural 20. There you go. So we'll be giving this away.
Get thing back up.
Hashtag blast.
We'll be giving this away at some point during the show. You do have to be in the US because I can't afford to send things internationally. Sorry. And you do have to be in the stream in order to win. So yes, do we have is it ready?
I did do it. So it's ! Giveaway.
There you go. Throw that up in the chat and you'll get your entry recorded, and at some point I will call a winner and I will get your stuff and get you your giant ass D20.
Mm-hmm.
Other quick things. If you are a subscriber, then you can roll along with the cast by putting ! Roll in the chat, and it will roll a D20 on your behalf, and you can see what you score to see if you fail or pass, or I don't know, maybe you've got like a +1,000,000 modifier to everything because you can make that up. In which case you succeed everything, I guess. Anyway, you can roll a dice along with the cast. And last but one thing. Oh, thank you for the follows in the chat. Thank you. We're getting closer, guys. Last but one thing, flex points. If you look to the bottom of the chat, you'll see a little flexing arm right there. Those are channel points that you earn from watching and participating in the thingies that we do on the channel. And you can use 1,000 of those on each character once per stream. Yes, I got it right. And once 10 people team up onto one character, they will get a flex point to use in the game, which means that they get to flex their abilities and do things that would like rules as written, not quite work, but rule of cool, they might. So that's your way of influencing the game, sort of giving a little bit of chance and luck. And there's been some really fucking clutch moments the past couple of games, which flex points have saved some asses, basically. So yes, spend those. Team up in the chat, decide who you want to spend them on, and throw them over. And guys, this is the last Fables of 2022.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This is the last one because it's going to be the weekend of Christmas is next Friday. So we're going to spend some time with our families and things and enjoy that time. And then the following one, myself and Betty will be away celebrating Christmas elsewhere. So and that's kind of New Year's weekend anyway. So the next one back will be the 6th of January. But we will be back on Monday for Legends of Shargal, DM'd by our one and only pretty DM, Diane DiCarlo. And that shit's going off the walls. I think we stole 100,000 gold. So, yes. And dinosaurs, that's right. Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot about that. Yes, dinosaurs. Yes, and then on Wednesday, the 21st, we'll be running our Christmas one-shot based in the world of Humblewood that's written by myself, and we are going to be playing all sorts of little woodland critters and bird folk and things as they take on the blight of the frozen heart. So that'll be super fun, so come and jump in, and we'll toss out giveaways and things for that too, because Christmas. I think that's everything, guys. Yes. So I guess without further ado, the only thing left to do is roll the trailer and jump into the next chapter of the Fables of Gahlia. There was no one. Hello. We're live, right?
Yep.
Yep. Hey, guys. Last time on the Fables of Gahlia, we had a ginormous combat. People were swallowed. People were snapped up by these giant creatures, which you later found out, well, some of you found out, were magically enhanced basilisk, which were burrowing through the ground. Some of you, who aren't here yet, found a druidite crystal within inside them. And so, unwedging that, he is, I believe, still holding on to it on the ground. Losteroth has a druidite crystal, which, who knows what that means, that he's just touching it with his bare hands. After removing the crystal, it shrank back down to a regular basilisk and took off. After a few very close calls, some secrets were discovered about Rhapsody and his previously undisclosed leathery wings that he used to take out the final remaining chompalisk, as I was calling them. After all of that, mid-combat, a couple of people saw that the rope that they had descended into this shaft of the mine had been cut and fell to the ground. And then as combat closed, a small clinking sound was heard above as Speaker Owain called down to you, saying that it was nothing personal, it was just on Grigor's orders. And as this small barrel landed in the sand, it exploded in a flash of white. You guys' ears are ringing. There's that loud tone that's slowly starting to die down. Everything is muffled. People's voices are coming through, and you see their mouths moving, but you don't hear anything properly. As you realize that the ground is shaking and the roof of the mine is collapsing in on yourselves. Guys, the sky is falling. What would you like to do?
I don't remember who I was near. Were we all kind of together?
You guys were semi kind of grouped together. Hold on, I still have the back. Yes, you were all pretty much all grouped together in the middle.
Okay.
Lily was attached to the wall still, but essentially, what if you're asking, give me a perception check. In fact,
sure.
Yeah.
My question is also, is everyone conscious? Because that's something I would have already. I rolled a natural 20.
Whoa! All right.
For perception, so that's a 28.
I was going to say that's like a million. Yeah. So what you're seeing is the tunnel above you is basically collapsing in. The explosion happened like right below it, and so the rock is kind of caving in on itself as you're watching like these rocks and things fall from above it as the rest of it is collapsing in. You have one tunnel ahead of you, and you have one behind you.
And then the rock will collapse in between, like, so you can't. It will no longer be a full tunnel.
It's gonna seal you one way or the other.
Which one is? I'm gonna grab. I'm gonna grab Adeline, and I'm gonna start pulling her towards the tunnel that is on the same wall as Lily.
So that hole is basically like a basilisk cave that you're remembering from that. That's where the basilisk came out of.
Okay.
So there's, as you remember the map, like pretty much lengthways, like a tunnel. So there's left or right. That's all you have.
Okay.
And
we'll...
just as far as memory of coming down here, I would want to go towards the direction that would make most sense to be like, remember he said to us, there's another way in, you could walk through. Like I would whichever way I think that would be. Like if it's left or right.
Okay, so you
like
didn't
directionally,
go that direction.
If it was going to be like further on, then I would perceive that maybe, or I would just think that it would be like this one, because that's the way he was pointing to go to keep walking.
So let's say you're trying to head in the direction that goes back.
Sure.
The direction that you tried to come from. All right, give me a survival check.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna help.
Could be better. Is that valid? I mean, it's gonna be a 14.
A 14. Looking left and looking right. There's one that seems maybe a little bit more traveled than the other.
Okay, and with my perception, I feel like maybe I would... Okay, I am going to yell out to everyone to go that way, head that way, and kind of usher in, because my wings would still be out, and try to, like, I would assume...
You got 1 minute?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'd be coming to the end of it, probably. Help usher anyone else along that way. I'd be yelling to Lily to crawl that way, like... So...
Okay. All right, so Rose yells out to head this one direction to the left. As the rock starts to pile up into the center, what does everyone do?
I crawl towards the way my sister told me to crawl towards.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'll go that way. I assume I'm allowing myself to be like kind of dragged by Kaya a little bit. Like, oh, this is where we're going. Okay.
I'll go over to Lost and kind of help him up, like grab him up, and then like more momentum from the wings, kind of thrust us in that direction, but not like pushing him, just encouraging him to come this way.
I feel you. Yeah, getting him up. He's pretty heavy with all that like chainmail on and things. So yeah, using your wings to push you forward, you kind of encourage him a little bit more along the way. You guys are making your way through, running into the blackness of this tunnel. As you hear more and more echoing of giant stones and rocks falling behind you. As you start to turn around, the light starts to dim behind you as the light coming from above is starting to get sealed as you guys are running in this direction. You're watching the rocks falling in. The entire mine is collapsing before you.
I cast light on my shield.
Yeah, ignites the way. And all around, I believe, right? For 30 feet?
20.
Yeah, so 20 feet. So those of you who don't have dark vision can now see clearly for at least the 20 feet in front of you as you're all running. Yep, okay. So, running through... you watch as the opening to the next tunnel is right in front of you, and you watch as the ceiling starts to crack above it. It starts to move. You guys are about 10 feet away. I need you to all make dexterity saving throws to jump through this tunnel and make it to the other side before you're sealed in here.
Serious right now? 15.
15.
22.
22.
I'm trying to think of something I could say to get out of this, but I don't think I can.
8.
8. 13.
What does my shield do? Does that help with these? No, I'm serious. I have like a special thing.
It helps. It helps with your AC.
Oh, I thought. Oh, okay.
And I'll roll for lost. Yeah, so that was 4 successes, 2 failures.
I got a 10.
10. Oh, I thought you'd already told me. That's
Then
4
yes.
successes and 2 failures. There we go. So group succeeds. You manage to slide through. Lily, you're starting to slow down, like crawling across the wall on all fours. But Rose reaches up and grabs you, and with her wings goes poof, pushes you through as another stone poof, slams into the ground behind you. The rest of you guys manage to make your way through into this next section. You have made it into the next section of the tunnel, but it is still coming down. As you are running through, this large stone falls out of the ceiling, crashes into the ground, and breaks off another couple of times. We're starting to head down into a decline on this hill, and the stone is cascading down this hill towards you. You are running and running. I need all of you to make Constitution saving throws in order to keep up this sprint pace to get out of the way.
Wait a second.
Do I get?
Come on.
15.
15.
19.
I got a natural 20.
Whoa!
21.
Constitution of the undead, motherfucker.
22.
22.
I got the opposite of a nat 20.
Oh no!
The opposite.
Oh god.
A negative.
I'm rolling
20.
for lost.
Also, I forgot
Yeah,
to mention, when I killed that creature the last time, my death touch would have kicked in, and I would have got 9 temporary hit points.
Dope.
Cool. Yep. Dope.
You're
Might need
what?
it.
You have bat wings and death touches?
Who are you? I don't even know you.
So you guys,
They're not the same Ross.
as a group, you succeed. Rose, again, you're having to. Kaya. Sorry, Kaya. You are on Adeline, so you're able to kind of just usher her along and keep her going as she starts to flag behind you all. But you make it through this tunnel. This slope comes down, down, down. There is a slight opening. You guys run through, and the stone comes off, ducking down. The stone goes over the top and falls as you guys look ahead at this 2.5 foot wide bridge that leads upwards. This is a rock natural bridge, and the stone falls off of the side of this edge. It falls far. You guys still feel the rumblings in the ground underneath you. What do you do?
We need to hurry and get across this bridge before something else hits it and shatters it.
Yes.
But
And-
cautiously.
Yes.
I'm gonna grab Adeline's hand and I'm just gonna start pulling her. And if something happens, I'm gonna be ready to just like pop my wings.
Okay. Can you do that more than once per day? Is it
I
proficient?
haven't done it yet.
Oh, I
I
thought you
was-
did. Okay.
No, we talked about it and I said I'm not.
That's
doing
right. Yep. All good. Yeah, okay. So I need Kaya and Adeline to make straight dexterity checks.
Come on.
As you guys head up onto this thin, narrow bridge, especially for you, Kaya. This is pretty small under your large feet.
13.
17.
Okay. Good. So you're unable to move across this at full well, you can move across this at full pace if you'd like to, or you can move at half pace.
We'll do what's safest.
Half pace.
Knowing, that I would rather take, we'll take our time enough so that we don't fall. I would rather take a few extra minutes or a few extra seconds to get across it to make sure we get across.
Kaya, I'm scared of heights.
I don't want to do these. She's like, no. It'll be fine. If we fall, I can catch you. It'll be all right.
Okay. So moving, kind of shuffling sideways, allowing Adeline to look upwards or at least not focus on the way down. Kaya, as you get onto the bridge and take a look down, this is sheer drop. It's almost a miracle of nature, the fact that this bridge exists the way it does. There's nothing supporting it underneath.
Oh.
And you cannot see the boulder. It has disappeared from view. As you start edging across, what is everyone else doing?
Do I know?
I would like to creepily crawl behind them.
Underneath the bridge, I think.
Not underneath. I thought about it though. I did think about it, but
so Schmeagol of you.
But I do want to I think she would probably be on all fours. If this bridge looks as sketchy as I'm imagining.
Just try to make sure we're spaced out.
I'm all for going ahead and keeping an eye behind me to see if my sister's.
Yeah, you could probably grip on with your shoes and then grab onto either side with your hands and kind of crawl across, and you would be completely sealed to the bridge using your magic boots. Cool. So you would actually be able to move with that. I would say that you would be able to safely move at full pace.
Sweet. Dope. I'll just poke Kaya in the butt and keep going. I won't actually.
That was actually
you will hear some bones
screwing around the bridge,
you will hear some bones cracking behind you as I make my way.
Oh God, I thought that was the bridge cracking. Okay.
What?
Okay, the two that are left behind, make perception checks for me.
Oh
with disadvantage.
Even with my shield light, it's disadvantage.
What's up with my passive
Yes.
Or I could just roll a 1 and save myself the trouble.
That's 2 1s. Then you can roll a 1.
2 1s.
Sorry, disadvantage is 12.
12. DC wasn't super high.
Oh.
But it was not sight-based, which is why it was at disadvantage.
Oh.
Rose, the rumbling in the ground changes in frequency. Basically, there's less heavy things falling, and it's softer. And then you start hearing the there is a giant wall of sand coming down the tunnel that you just came out of. What do you do?
I don't know how much time it's been. Do I still have my wings?
I would say you probably have them for maybe 1 or 2 rounds, but that's it.
I am you, and you have your wings too, right? You didn't hear that, so I'm gonna be something's coming, and I'm gonna just take off and just jump and let my wings catch and tell you to do the same, and then go over them on the bridge and just kind of hover with my wings above the bridge, not just above the chasm.
Okay, so you're going out as far. So the bridge is 60 feet long.
Okay.
It does go upwards as well, but with a fly speed, it doesn't really matter.
Right.
So, what are you doing? Are you going your full 30 feet?
Yeah, so I'm gonna jump off, like where it is open, and then I'm flying over to get in front of them if they're not 30 feet ahead of me yet.
They would not. They would be 15 feet, and Lily would be 30 feet by the time you get there.
Okay, so that's what my plan is. I'm gonna jump off like where it's open and then just kind of coast over to like be in front of them on the bridge. Not landing yet, but be above it to where like I know my wings are gonna fizzle at some point.
Taking off and pulling up, just kind of arcing around like over the bridge, watching everyone, making sure that they're okay. Rhapsody, what do you do? As you like turn your head and you start to see with your dark vision the crash of sand coming, like it's like almost like water, like the thing hits the wall and scoops around like a wave and then crashes again before coming down towards you.
Okay. I will follow after Rose, but also pull out one of my silk scarves and kind of man up the rear of where Kaya and Adeline are.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're going to go out 15 feet. Are you going above them?
Yeah, so that I can come down and maybe shield them a bit if the sand gets too out of control. It's kind of the idea.
Okay. No, good. Great. So as you take off, the sand hits the edge of the tunnel, and just like the boulder got sent off, it arcs over. I need Kaya and Adeline to make dexterity saving throws as the residual of this force starts to fall upon you as you're still moving along the bridge.
Can I cast Vortex Warp?
Yes, you can.
Then I'm gonna cast it at. I think I have to upcast it to take the two of us. Oh, beans! It only affects distance. I can only take one of us at a. You got wings.
I don't think you can go. You can send someone, but I don't think you can go in Vortex Warp.
Oh, you're right. It is someone else. I will do that though. I will cast that on Kaya. I'll cast Vortex Warp. To send him to the other side of the bridge.
All right. How does that look when you cast Vortex Warp? You haven't done this before.
I haven't. I think I just kind of like reach. I kind of like throw my hand forward, and like these black tendrils kind of shoot off my arm, and he's just enveloped in like this black shadow with kind of like this pop, and then just comes back in like a haze of them on the other side of the bridge.
So what happens is you feel the book almost like emanate in this warmth, and in your head you just hear the voice, the familiar voice. Yes. As you instinctively just throw your hand out, and that mark that was in your arm, the tentacle wraps out, spiraling around you, and wraps all the way around Kaya as it pulls back into your arm, and Kaya is no longer there, and he reforms as another tentacle comes out of the ground and unveils Kaya on the other side, who is looking all kinds of disoriented. Kaya, you just look ahead and see Adeline way across the other side of the bridge.
What?
I
Why?
need to make a dexterity saving throw, but I'm giving you advantage because Rhapsody is there helping to deflect some of the weight of the sand.
You can say it's because that was cool. It's okay.
But with that, I will also need Rhapsody to make a dex save, as you are allowing yourself to get hit with the sand, but airborne.
16?
22?
Excellent. 2 successes. Yeah, so Rhapsody, you there, and you unveil your leathery wings, and because they're not ethereal, they are tough. They've been with you all of your life. You've hated them. But this one time they are coming in the best use possible as they start to deflect the weight of the sand, and it starts to beat you downwards, but you flap back and spread your wings again and manage to deflect the rest of the sand. You guys are okay. All right. So, Adeline, you're still edging your way over?
Yeah, I'm gonna probably pick up the pace a little bit, but try to be like as cautious as possible. But I think I'm scared of anything else kind of coming and knocking me off of this more so.
Okay. I am going to need you to make another dexterity check for me.
Okay.
To see how you go with picking up the pace.
Am I like right in front of her?
You're like 15 feet ahead with Lily.
Oh no.
Oh, did you want to know what it was?
You just keep that to yourself. It's fine.
You keep the secret. No, yes, I do need to know.
Yeah, that would be a 9.
9. So what happens is you try and pick up the pace a little bit, but also in your mind you do not want to look down, and for a brief second as you start to shuffle off, your foot just shifts off to the side. You don't fall, you're able to step back, but you're unable to keep that higher pace, and so you're still moving. You're able to move up another 15 feet. You're halfway across the bridge. What is everyone else doing?
I will, after the sand kind of dissipates, wrap back around and kind of in a forward momentum be like, heads up, Adeline, and kind of like swoop her and just carry us forward
Uppies.
with my wings.
Oh, it's always good when we can break him.
If someone doesn't make fan art of uppies, I don't know what to do. Okay, so if you're gonna try, you're attempting to carry her. Yes. Just give me a strength check.
Okay, those are always bad. But here we go.
You've already rolled 2 nat ones, so.
Yeah, but I mean, my
likelihood?
strength is bad. So it's 9 minus 2, so a 7.
God.
7. Okay, so you can pick her up. Like, she's not, like, you're not so weak that you can't pick her up, but your wings are untrained. You've not used them in a really long time, and so you're able to carry her kind of safely, but you're moving at half speed now. So
It's fine. It's still 25 out of
It's faster than I
oh
would
yeah,
go.
because of your dumb walking speed. Okay, cool. What about everyone else? Still.
Yep.
I'm tying off my rope on the other end, and I'm getting ready to
You still have rope?
Yeah. I've got a 50-foot
used
rope in my
mine.
pack?
Use mine.
Okay.
It was
okay.
uppery.
That's what I was checking because we used a lot of rope last time.
But
So.
he used part of his, remember? I think we got him to use part
Oh,
of
that's
his.
Yeah,
and
we
then
forced them to
their
use.
rope.
Yeah.
Yes, I just couldn't remember whose rope was used. So that's it's
Oh,
okay.
I still have
I'm,
mine.
I'm on your side, guys.
Yeah.
We have rope.
Yeah.
We need all
Oh,
of
just
it.
in case, I am I'm tying it off, and I'm getting ready if I have to. I'm ready to fly out, and I'm not popping my wings yet, but I'm getting ready to fly out, and then grab on to whoever I can, and then maybe tie them off before they fall.
Okay.
But I'm ready, like poised on the edge.
Who has lost?
Huh?
He's going. He's
He has echoes.
He's lost that.
I know he
He
could
wants to
He's lost
misty
to
step
it.
all the way over.
Yeah, he misty stepped. He's good.
He's he's waiting. He's drinking some.
He's sitting on the
See him
edge with his
drinking
feet
and
just
holding.
like.
And holding the crystal.
No, he's coming across. But
He's put the crystal in his. He's put the crystal in his jug of fire wine, and he's drinking
So-
that.
He can misty step 30 feet, so he can make it to the middle. And he's okay. He's moving half pace as well, so he'll move up to 45 feet out of 60 on this round. Rose, you've got this is your last kind of round of using your wings. What would you like to do?
I'll just take my full movement to the other side.
Okay. So feeling like everyone's okay.
Does it look like Rhapsody's got Adeline? Do I think I need to like help out here? Like, would I?
The wings are flapping a little harder than usual than you've seen, but the
like bats?
like a hummingbird. But for all intents and purposes, she looks secure.
Okay, then I will go on to. I know that my sister is fine because she's got her magic boots, so I will go on
Yes.
and get onto the other
Great.
side.
Excellent. So taking off and arcing over towards Kaya and landing next to him.
Hi.
I'd like to think that as soon as I land, my wings just kind of fizzle away, and I'm like, that was fate.
Yeah. Okay.
Lily,
Planned it that way, right?
just as that happens, you kind of crawl your way up over the edge and make it to that side.
Yeah, I
as
was gonna
well.
say I wanted to try and scare Kaya.
Okay. How
coming
you
out
gonna
over
do
the
it?
side of the wall.
Give me an intimidation check.
Oh.
Oh no.
What do I
You
roll?
should be
That's
really
not,
good
it's
at
a
those.
plus 6. It's not bad.
Although you should be really good at those.
Okay.
Give me. Oh, give me.
23.
I guess insight would be a good one against that.
Okay.
20.
I rolled a natural 1. So I got
Alright,
a 5.
Lily, take it away. How does this look?
It's like fingers, hands, fingers, hand, and then just go.
Yeah! And I fall off. And I'm grabbing the rope, pulling myself back up. What?
When she does that, I want to be like, "Hello, sister. You look so beautiful in this light.
It is my light.
It is your light."
I'm pulling myself back up on the rope. Thank God I tied it off. What?
As this is happening, with you pushing off and pulling Adeline off of her feet, both of you two, Adeline and Rhapsody, give me perception checks.
Oh no.
Nat 20, baby!
Boom!
20 so far today.
That's good.
I know,
It's
right?
one extreme or another.
importantly, Third nat 1.
Oh my God!
Oh,
Change your
What is
dice.
happening? I'm
Change
not
your dice.
listening.
Perfectly balanced.
Oh man.
Everything as it should be.
all the time.
Yeah, so Adeline, horribly, being pulled off of your feet, instinctively you look down and things start to get really distorted and far away as you look down at this height, because you have dark vision. You can see a lot further than everyone else, and you do not see the bottom. You just see this tiny bridge getting thinner and thinner and thinner beneath your feet. But then it kicks in and you watch as the center of the bridge starts to fall away from the center, both sides start peeling away in this arc here. It's peeling away on both sides, crumbling from that center. It was not built to take that kind of pressure off of it, and it is crumbling away. You do not have a place to land at this point.
As soon as I see that, I poop my wings and I dive with the rope to grab her. So
Well,
like,
she's being held. She's being held in the air.
Okay.
That's pretty disturbing.
But there is nowhere to land.
I'm going to do that anyway, and I'm going to get to her.
Okay. So are you attempting to take Adeline off of?
I'm going to help support her.
Okay.
And I'm going to tie the rope around her just in case, and I'm going to help I'm going to tie her off first, and then help him fly her back with my wings.
Right. With all of that happening, no more rolls. You guys are able to get yourselves to the other side. This island kind of platform that is facing another cave opening.
Oh, that was exciting. And she's gonna go puke off the edge real quick.
You throw up.
I was excited.
Oh no, you just threw up on someone.
What did you do?
And there's the splash.
Something.
I thought you froze for a second. You were perfectly still.
No more heights for a while.
Is there a
if
way
we
to
can
go?
help it.
We're not out of here yet.
What'd you say, Lily?
Is there a way to go? Like, is there like a distinct
Does it
way?
You're facing
Like,
another
move
cave
forward?
opening. So this was a large kind of open space with that natural bridge connecting two caveways together.
Cool, 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 cool.
I'm gonna take my potion of healing now.
Okay.
What's it?
Yeah.
What's it?
Roll
What's this cave look like? What's it smell like? What's it sound like?
Give me
Same.
give me a perception check.
Okay.
Can I also look?
Sure.
Okay. I rolled an 11, which isn't terrible because I have a plus 10. But can I do knowledge from a past life to boost that?
You can.
Okay.
Um,
Let me pull out my
roll.
D6
On the
while
edge
you
of a
figure
cliff?
out.
I
Yeah, you
rolled a
pass
nat
out.
1.
No. You rolled that one.
I rolled a nat
Okay.
1, which makes it a 9. But I
If
will
you get
say
a nat
that
one, and you get a nat one,
I know.
you get a nat one.
But I'll say that maybe I saw, if you want to flavor it like this, I saw Lily start to do something weird, and I start looking at her instead of looking for something happening. If you
That's
want.
So
exactly.
26 altogether.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Okay.
26 total.
Yes. After my D6 of knowledge, past life.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So instantly you start looking into the darkness of this cave, and then that feeling hits you again. Rose, you watch as her eyes kind of roll back into her head for half a second. Lily, within that half a second, your mind goes back. Everything goes dark, and you open your eyes, and everything is bleary. Everything's fuzzy, and you blink a few times, and things start coming into focus. And then you see not entirely in focus that something's wrong. Something has rocked you to a point where you can't fully see what is in front of you. The light is behind it. It is dark. There is just twilight cast behind this figure that is leaning over you. And you watch as there's cold hitting your face. It's cold, it's wet, it's raining. There's a storm, there's lightning. The lightning strikes and it illuminates one side of this figure's face, and you see what appears to be half of a copper skull. As you look around and down as a knife is being driven into your solar plexus. He then switches his grip, and you hear and tears down the flesh all the way to your navel. The pain is rocking through your mind, your brain. It's almost, at the age that you are, it's almost inconceivable as you just start to pass out from the pain, and bam, that's where we come back. So what you see with a great natural 20 looking down this cave is it's got about like 15 20 feet, and then it seems to just kind of drop off ahead of that. So you can go in that little bit further, but this still looks like cut away, like the rest of the caves that you've seen have been cut away on purpose. So you can go that extra little bit in if you'd like to, and I'll carry on your perception check as you go further.
Yeah.
Got it. So you walk in. The walls again looking fairly supported, although the wooden supports that kind of hold up this mine area, they start to get more jagged and they look like they're falling apart a little bit. And then you look across, and there's been a collapse on the far side, but beneath your feet you see a hole not dissimilar to that one that Lost and Adeline almost fell down. It's a lot smoother, but there's this drop off basically that goes down. You got your goggles on, right? Yep. So it goes down maybe 20 feet and then turns off, but it's like you entered the cave, you can see the drop off, and then it kind of curves away.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all you can see, but the walls are it's completely circular, but the walls are very, very smooth.
Okay. Is that the only, like, can you go past this hole on this same tunnel, or is it
so
like...
I said there's been a collapse on the other side, but there is this
okay, yeah. So
this eaten away tunnel basically. Yeah.
Okay. Is anyone near me?
I'm literally like holding you.
So Rose, what you see is your sister her eyes kind of flutter and roll back into her head, and then she just rockets forward and then just heads into this tunnel, looking around, taking everything in.
Do you see something?
Yeah. I saw my killer kill me, and then also the tunnel up ahead here collapsed. I think we have to go down this way to move forward.
You saw all of that?
Yeah.
Do we have a moment? Do you want to talk about this?
Looks really similar to the copper skull creature we attacked in Elderwitch.
The one we killed?
Yeah.
So we've potentially already killed your killer?
I don't think so. I think there's many of them.
Oh. Are you okay?
I don't know.
These memories keep coming.
Yeah. And always when I need to do something.
Yeah, but it also seems like you saw everything ahead of us. I'll stay with you. I'll light my shield for everyone to come with us.
Cool. So, kind of recasting light on your shield.
Actually, I wouldn't need to. It would still be lit. It's an hour.
Oh, okay. So,
Sorry.
all right.
My man.
So, going to cast light on your shield and realizing that it's still blindingly light.
This thing's
You
already
don't
on.
cast light on your shield and you carry on. Yeah, so you see the same thing. You see this drop off of the very, very smooth edge tunnel. But that's all you can see as it turns off.
When you say drop off, is it like a cliff?
It's a tunnel. So it's a tunnel like the hole that the sandal poured into.
So we'd
Very
still be going
smooth.
down yet again.
Yes, you head up and then it's coming back down.
Do I feel like we're getting out of here? Like, directionally? Do I feel like we're just going deeper into the
Give me
land?
a survival check.
I mean, it's
I
not
would
like
say
we're gonna
with-
go
with-
back, but
I would say with disadvantage right now because of the amount of like running and panicked movement and things.
okay, disadvantage. I rolled an 11 twice, so that's 16.
Okay. Yeah. This like you're unsure, but the little bit that's kind of still trying to cling to like directionality as you're moving through, forced to go through this way, it does feel like you're heading in the right direction.
Okay.
It feels like this is going back towards Hunger's Edge.
Okay. Then I guess we direct everyone to that droppy tunnel thing.
Adeline, I'm just gonna leave this rope tied off on you, and I'll keep the other end.
You're putting me on a leash.
No,
That's what it looks
I
like.
just want to make sure. Well, so here it's kind of selfish motives too. You can see in the dark, and I can't.
But
So I'm like a guide dog. That's better, Kaya. All right, come
Well,
along. She'll tug at the rope.
I mean, I could point out that she's the one who saved you and put you across the bridge a few minutes
I
ago.
know, but I also dove back to get her. And by the way, thank you for that. I was a little confused because I didn't know what was happening. Little warning next time. A little heads up. Be great.
Right. Yes.
'Cause I'm-
As you're, if I take the second to shout out, "Oh, Kaya, I'm about to do something." Oh no, you're already dropping. I don't know if that's really. I'll keep that in
But-
mind though.
But
I'll keep that in mind.
I could fly and you couldn't, and so you saved me, and not yourself. Why didn't you just do that to yourself?
Speaking of flying, is this so you can fly, you can fly, you can fly? Lily, do you have wings hidden somewhere? Lost? Are there wings hidden somewhere? Because I don't have wings.
To be fair, I don't think I have wings, although I do keep learning things about myself every day, so the jury's still out on that one.
So I'll put you down for a maybe. I'm
Yeah.
a no, but we've got yes, yes, yes here.
Well, can you make yourself fly with magic?
No.
Why not?
You can't just ask people why they get, it's fine.
Ask your book.
Maybe one day.
Ask your book
We
to
should
make you
get
fly.
brooms.
I wonder if I could. Maybe
Get a
later.
broom to fly on.
You could
Now there's
fly
an
on.
idea. I'm sorry. So we're going down.
We're
get
going
up.
down here.
But it does seem like we're going in the right direction. Like we're going back to Hunger's Edge.
All right. I have no idea where we are, so I'll trust you.
We certainly
What are we
can't
gonna
go
do when we
back.
get there?
I mean, it feels like we're going the right direction.
That's a good question,
But
Lily.
is it the right direction? This guy betrayed us.
Well, I mean,
Speaking of that, when we do get out of here, how do we want to handle that?
I'm
That
gonna cut some
reminds-
fingers off.
That's a
I've already told him.
oh, that reminds
Well,
me. I was gonna send him a lovely message. So I'm gonna take a
Don't.
second.
wait.
Oh?
We should surprise him and just show up.
Right,
maybe
if he
he-
doesn't know
he
that we're
thinks
still
he
alive down
died.
here,
That's true.
he does have at a disadvantage. I suppose he could try to do something else. You know, I do feel validated though by the confirmation that Grigor is, you know, a baddie. Kind of, he had that vibe about him. I
Absolutely.
think we all kind of knew, but
Yeah, didn't
That's
you spike
bad
your brain
enemy.
that day?
no, that was the other. That was the sour-faced one. Gregor is the one with all the dragons.
Yes.
He's like the dragon fanboy, and then there's the sour face one.
He's the one that had
And
the
so-
tattoo of the two
Oh,
dragons.
it was Lily's dad that spiked your brain.
Yes, Lily's dad spiked my brain that one time, which we will unpack at a later time. But so far, Grigor, bad enemy to have, seems very powerful, obviously has a big hand in the Druidite operation, both here and in the city. I wonder if there are any other mines across the continent that he has his hand in.
I also wonder if this is the reason why this settlement is so new. The Druidite altogether. And there always seems to be some kind of weird jealousy or something to prove with this Owine.
Do we think it was simply fate that brought us here, or do you think Old Salty brought us here specifically as a means to an end?
I don't think Salty knew who we were or the significance of our
Do
history
you think
with
not, or
Gregor.
do you want to think not?
I want to think not. I think Salty is probably not involved in any of this. I think Owine didn't even know the significance of us until we spoke to him. Then-
I don't think you can be
then-
so sure.
I can't be sure, but that's my conjecture.
Do you not remember, Adeline, we've been spied on since we've left Elderwich.
Yes, I think we are lacking allies, and I don't think that we have any to count on back at Hunger's Edge. I think we get out of here, and perhaps they're better thinking that we are dead, so that then our next move will be all the more unseen.
Well, you don't think that
But my
Gregor will
horses
spy on us
are-
more with his little eye-seeing thing to confirm?
I suppose that's
I
true.
wonder. I wonder if. Ooh, can your book take that crystal that Lost has and maybe use that to like block people from seeing us?
I'm not sure. I know that the properties of the crystal have some magic elements that can increase the potency of some spells and can aid in some kinds of casting, but I'm not well versed in that. I don't know where to begin, but I would like to experiment maybe. If Lost would
You should skip a few chapters and read ahead.
I don't think it works
it's
like
not that kind of okay.
Oh, well, the magic that I use is mostly divine. I don't think that she can just skip ahead and learn things that it's kind of like a foundation and you have to build upon it, right? It's the same with me. I have to learn little things before I'm able to handle the big ones.
Right. I mean, when I was at the Institute, there's this whole curriculum that you have to go by and everything, which now, you know, I suppose I'm not. Oh god, I guess I don't have to stick to the syllabus. how freeing! Well, that's a nice thought. Anyway, it's something to look into, of course. I would like to think that there are ways to get his eyes off of us,
Right.
but we are going to have to deal with him eventually.
You know what we should do? We should get out of here, get somewhere safe, or somewhere seemingly safe. We should contact Mr. Darcy. I promise you he will have something that he can enchant or find for you or all of us that can maybe keep the prying eyes away.
You all speak
Didn't-
so highly of him. I'm eager to meet him.
Didn't Salty say he saw? Who was it that we saw talk to recently that said they saw Darcy with the with my little kobold friends? It was Salty, wasn't it?
I don't remember.
No.
No, I think it was the.
It was Owen.
Oh, I.
so-
Oh, shit.
Oh.
It's like I wasn't sure if it was the guy,
Herb.
the fishy
Herb.
guy from the tavern.
You know,
Okay.
it occurs to me.
Lewin.
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 It occurs to me that Owain was speaking very ill of our next destination and the people there. Perhaps the enemy of our enemy is our friend. Perhaps we can find others who could, well, or would be willing to share information that could bring him down in some way, if we don't feel like we can face him here on his home turf, where he, you know, is kind of the mayor of a whole city.
Yeah.
We gotta still bring him down.
Well, yes, I would very much like for Lily to take all of his fingers and toes even, and I'd like to watch that happen slowly. But,
I don't want toes.
oh,
Just the fingers.
sorry.
Well, you don't have to keep the toes. Just cut the damn things off.
No, I only have interest in cutting the fingers off.
All right.
What about his tongue?
Mm.
How do you feel about tongues?
This is getting dark even for me.
Just
I'm
curious.
intrigued by the tongue.
Decidedly intrigued by the tongue. Good to know. All right.
Anyway, I guess we've decided we're not headed back to Hunger's Edge.
Oh, I thought we were going back to take him down.
Well, we do have. Oh, we do have the cart and the horses.
Right, my horses.
We have to go back because Jerry.
Perhaps we
Okay.
can take them out stealthily.
How are we gonna
They're
do
on
that?
their
We
way
have to
down.
get it down the lift.
You're right. God, this is such a pickle. I suppose we should get out of the cave first, but all the same.
All right, then we're going back.
So,
Do y'all want to rest here for half an hour or an hour first?
I'm good.
I could really use a rest.
I mean, we all could.
My healing potion didn't really help that much.
So the hole is in front of you. Are you heading down? Who's headed down?
Yeah, I will.
Who is going?
I will go first.
Lily's going.
And Lily.
Okay, Lily, easy for you to scale down the tunnel. How are you getting down there, Rose?
So it's not like I can't just.
It's like a 20-foot drop,
Oh, it's like a straight drop.
fairly straight. I mean, if you want, you can try and like kind
Yeah.
of slide down.
I was thinking
The-
like, knees up,
Yeah, it's not like a 90-degree.
Right.
Like there's a little bit of gradient to it, but yeah.
like
So you
hands
can-
down, knees up, just kind of like going down.
Okay. All right.
Whee!
So you're sliding down on your feet or on your knees?
No. I'm on my bum, but like my knees are up, and I'm like kind of like
Okay.
scooting down with
I
my
got
hands
you.
and my feet. Like that seems like the safest.
Body sledding. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so sliding down. You start to pick up in pace
Okay.
a little faster than you wanted to,
Okay.
and your sister is right in front of you. I'm gonna need
But
I'm gonna need both of you to make dexterity saving throws as you start to lose control, sliding down this slope. The rest of you just watch.
couldn't
as,
she just avoid me?
Rose-
Come on.
Rose edges over the side and then just starts sliding faster and faster down this hill.
Dex save is 15.
15, okay?
8.
8.
But if mine, I mean, scooch you away.
So you don't cause any damage when you hit, but what happens is you do collide as Lily is unable to get out of the way. You're able to maintain like your seated position. You're not like tumbling as you're sliding down. You collide into one another. Lily, you're taken off of your boots and you
No.
land on your side, and you are now rolling down this hill. The both of you are accelerating.
How?
The amount of bones not in the right places right now is
A lot.
astonishing. Foot's
I
the
should
wrong
have just gotten on your
way.
damn back. I was on your back for a whole fucking combat, and I didn't.
What are the rest of you
I
doing?
died in a tumble with my sister, not in combat.
Adeline, if you want to, like, I'll hold on to mine of the rope up here and let you down slow.
Okay, yeah, I'll just
See,
hold it on.
That's why I kept the whole rope tied thing.
Oh, yeah, of course, it's coming in so useful. Thank you so much, Kaya. And she'll start lowering herself down, and then she'll bring herself back up and be like, "That was sarcasm, in case you didn't, in case you didn't catch on." And then
Wait, she's about 5 feet from the ground. I just let go.
Oof. You let go. The thing is, this tunnel, as you now see, doesn't just flatten out. It still keeps going down, just
Oh.
not as steep. So you let go. You don't see this. Adeline, you hit the ground, bounce backwards. You are now sliding down the same
Oh my God.
slope backwards.
Is she near us?
do I see the other two sliding?
She's
as well?
probably like 10, 15 feet behind you guys.
I'm tumbling. I'm not sliding. I'm rolling.
I was trying to slide.
But you are, all three of you, accelerating.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ, I don't have anything for this shit.
I'm
I cast false life on myself. Before I die in the most ridiculous way ever in D&D.
What
No,
are
I
the
don't
rest of you
actually do that.
doing?
I don't actually do that.
I'm going to jump and slow fall to try to catch up to them.
Slow fall.
Slow fall to
Okay.
catch up.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, they're gone. And you're like,
Oh,
drifting down. Yeah, so no, it doesn't like happen like that slowly. But yeah, you fall with enough, like you can reach the bottom. But as you do, I will need a dex save, as the ground is it's completely smooth. There's nothing to like grasp purchase onto.
like it's not flat enough to walk on?
Like it is, but this is slick. It is slick,
Okay.
so it just need like, because you're falling, I need you to make a dex save just to see how this
Okay.
goes.
All right. Oh, that's 23.
23. Okay. Yeah. So you're able to like slow fall, hit the ground. You do start to slide, but it is slow, and you are stood. So you're almost like it's just kind of shifting as you're kind of looking down, and you're watching as the three girls are like, "Ah!"
I'm going to grab the rope. Is the rope far enough? It's 50 feet, so they're not 50 feet ahead of me, are they?
by the time you like slow fall down there. I mean, it's just about to disappear down the tunnel ahead of you.
I'm going to run and grab it.
Yeah, give me an acrobatics check.
Okay. 20 actually. Forgot it was a +8.
20. Cool. Okay. So what happens is you're able to like shift yourself forward and you are sliding. You pick up the rope and you grab it and well, you're not going to just stop. This is still slick.
So I'm being sliding along, trying to slow them down, but I'm being pulled.
Yes, so that's what's happening. You're being pulled down by the rope. Adeline, you do feel it, but you keep going as the rope kind of tightens around your chest. But you are still going, but slower. Kaya, you're kind of wrapping it around and like sliding down as you go. Rhapsody, what are you doing?
Now I'm a sled
I
dog.
imagine, like, during this whole time, while they were talking, and then obviously shenanigans, Rhapsody would have taken out his dagger and removed the tip ruby, taken out that package or that note, and just during this whole process, he hasn't really been talking or anything, but he would have taken like a pinch of his silk fabric and like make sure it was bloodied from his own blood before slipping it back into the dagger and closing it back, just so that could send to Corum for whatever reason. And then he's just like gliding down this haphazard array of
so you make your way down, and again you're able to like if you're going to use slow fall and things the same, you're able to give me a dex save as you kind of make contact with the ground, just to see if you can maintain standing.
11.
11.
Yeah.
No. Why?
He's distracted.
Doing so bad with this.
We land, and
there's no room.
You're able to stay standing for a little bit, but then your feet start slipping out from underneath you, and wham! You fall on your ass and just start sliding down as Lost kind of sees everything happening and is like chugs a swig from his flask, throws it in his belt, and just dives down head first. And that's where we're going to take our break as we head down the tunnel. Yes, we will see what happens. Thank you for being here for the first half. We do have a giveaway running for this boulder here, the Bifrost boulder from Norse Foundry. So ! Giveaway if you're in the US. In the chat to enter into that, and we will draw it at some point in the second half of the show. Please hang around. We will be back in 10 minutes. And welcome back. You are watching the Fables of Gahlia on the Swole Initiative Network, the correct way to start your weekend. Thank you so much for waiting with us through our break. So, leaving off, you guys had run from falling rocks and boulders through caverns, made your way across a crumbling natural bridge, discussed for a worryingly long time after all of that about what you were going to do next, before coming down into this very, very smooth tunnel, the sort that you'd seen before that had kind of been eaten away by those giant basilisk that you'd encountered. Starting off, Rose started to slide down with Lily kind of crawling in front. Not realizing quite how slick it was, she starts to pick up pace, collides with her sister, knocking her off her feet. Her sister is now barrel rolling down the tunnel on her side. Adeline goes down, but is dropped by Kaya by trying to play a joke, letting go of the rope. She bounces off and just starts sliding down on her back. Before Kaya comes down afterwards, grabbing hold of the rope at the last second and kind of slowing down, but gets pulled down himself, standing up, kind of surfing down. Rhapsody attempts to float down and just start to slide down slowly, but loses his feet at the bottom, slips over, lands on his ass, and starts sliding down the tunnel where Lost throws back a shot from his flask, throws it back into his belt, and just dives in head first. And that's where we're picking up. So at the bottom of the hole, I'm gonna need Lost to give me a dexterity saving throw.
Got it. I think that's 12.
12?
Yep, 12. Yep.
So you go down, and it's kind of sloped. It's not like a drop off. So you kind of like shoot down, sliding down on your chest, across your armor and things. But then it does like drop off a little bit further and a little bit faster. And so as you reach that point, you like bounce off your chest, turning over, and you are now sliding down backwards on your back.
Okay.
We are all now sliding down this tunnel.
As we are sliding, and I see my sister ahead of me, and I'm probably not going to really get there if I don't like also start rolling as well. I'm going to actually try my best to use my shield as a sled. So like,
Okay.
I passed my dex, but I'm still like sliding. So I've got my shield on my arm. So I want to like pull my arm out of it and then kind of try to like get on top of it.
Okay. Yeah. Give me an acrobatics check.
Okay.
Why didn't you just go on the shield to sled down?
Because I didn't know this was gonna happen. Don't ask me questions now.
That's fair.
Oh, that's a 21.
Whoa, yeah. So you're able to, in the same movement, kind of throw your shield down, let go, unhook your arm, pop yourself off the ground, and land back on your shield. Now, like bouncing along, holding onto the sides, you are accelerating and catching up to your sister.
I'm coming, Lily!
I'm going to be keeping an eye out for like any of the stalagmites or stalactites or anything along the tunnel that we're sliding through. Anything that I see that possibly I could use my whip to try to grab on to like stop at least mine and Adeline's.
Sure. Give me a perception check.
17. No, 16.
16. Okay. Good to know. You're not benefiting from the light because it's too far away at this point.
Good point.
But you are keeping an eye out for everything. Everyone else, is there anything else you want to do in this moment before we move on?
I will. I don't know how this is gonna go. To avoid getting an eye full of a kilt-adorned Kaya, I will push off and kind of, as a backpack, be a Banjo-Kazooie to Kaya and like hold on to him and then use my wings to try and like catch air and slow us down.
Okay.
If there's enough room. I don't know if there's room.
So you fell onto your back. There's going to be some distance between you guys. Or did you like dive down like straight after?
I would have been sliding like on my bum. So I would have to like
but did you dive down the hole straight after him or?
Yeah, but it was more like a glide down.
Well, he glided down as well. So
yeah.
I'm just trying to get an idea of distance between you guys. Okay.
Yeah, it would have been after.
So you're sliding on your ass. So how are you gonna like just using your legs just propel yourself off the ground? Okay, I'm gonna need an athletics check for this.
Athletics? I have momentum.
It's athletics for this. You are just using pure power from your leg muscles to push yourself up from sitting to projecting through the air.
So that's a 7 minus 2.
Have you changed dice yet?
I have like set dice for certain things.
Okay.
If I'm throwing my dagger, though, it's definitely
you see his back, right? So you see his back, and you're like, okay, I have this plan. I'm gonna do it. And so you get ready, and you kind of sit back and rock yourself forward, and you push off with your legs. But the power's not quite there, and you take off forwards, and then start to fall again, and you're now sliding on your chest forwards down this hill.
I'm still behind Kaya?
Yes.
Where is Lost?
Speaking of, Lost, what are you doing?
I still have my spike chain in hand. I am going to wrap one end around my arm and try to take the other end and just stab it into the ground to try to slow my slide.
Okay. Yeah. So, because you're sliding on your chest. So, no, you're going backwards. That's right.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay. So you stab the chain into the ground. You're accelerating pretty quickly. So what happens is it does slow you down a little bit, but then just before it pops out, because you're going backwards, it swings you around. So now you can see forwards, and you're not going quite as fast because you don't have the speed of jumping down on top. So you're matching everyone else's speed except Rose, who's like rocketing off by herself right now.
Okay.
So everyone else who's managed to kind of control their speed, you're going at that speed, and you can now see forwards. So good. Rose, you are now catching up on Lily. Was there something you wanted to do?
I was gonna try to like steady her or like reach out to her.
Okay. And
get her back on her feet so she can like try to like use her boots again.
Ooper.
No, like get her set right again.
Okay.
Or pull her onto the shield. It's a big ass shield. We could both fit on it.
Okay.
No breaks.
You guys, passive perception is fine. So I'm not going to make you check on that. But what I am going to do is get you both to make athletics checks.
Ouch.
Great.
Okay.
And I have a combined number that you need to hit.
Did you inspire me to... No. That would be a 9.
A 9 and... Yes, you.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
It was
6.
Ouija.
A 9 and a 6.
I got this. It's fine.
15. 15 was the...
Caps out at 15. You are okay.
Yes.
So
Listen, my legs are like flopping around.
you've just gone ragdoll. That's why you're not getting hurt.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm like those little skeletons you get at Halloween time. Like my limbs are just wiggling around.
So you're able to kind of catch up with her to one side and grab, and it takes a moment to like kind of right yourselves enough to pull on, but you're both now riding on the shield. Lily up in front. Great. As that's happening,
No. Hey, Lily. Like the wind blowing. I don't know how we're gonna stop this.
Just go for a wall.
Okay.
That'll probably kill us.
You know what? If there is an end, maybe if we both tilt and the shield hits the wall first, we won't die. That's the plan.
as you say this, you look ahead and you see a series of stalagmites coming out of the ground. I need you to make dexterity saving throws, and I will give.
Awesome. Let's get impaled now.
I'm in the
I will
front.
gi- I will get. You're not in front. You're behind because you're steering.
Oh. Okay.
I will give you advantage on this roll, Rose. Because I imagine, like, whichever way you pull, you can tell.
Did you say dex save? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Oh, 11? Oh, you said advantage. Yeah.
Yeah.
11?
No. So, this first set of stalagmites, just being able to right yourselves, you see it ahead and it's too late. You try and turn the shield, but bam! It hits through it and you take just 4 points
I take
of...
my shield because of my shield. And she's within 5 feet of me. I take half of that, I think is how it works from her. So she doesn't take 4. She only takes...
Okay.
How much do I
She
take?
takes 2 and you take 6?
Yeah.
Okay. So, with you both being in contact with the shield, it lights up. Well, it's already lit up, but it kind of glows more intensely with magic.
I take all of it.
You take all of it.
take
Okay,
all
so
of
you
it.
take 8 and you take 0.
Yeah.
Uh,
But it's force damage instead of whatever. I don't know. It might have already
Yes.
been force damage. Okay.
Yep. So hitting through this stalagmite, it just shatters into pieces ahead of you. But you able to pull on the magic of Lagatha's shield, and for a split second, Lily, you're in front, and it should have hit you. It should have hit hard, but the stalagmite breaks about 2 inches away from your face and shatters around. But you take the damage, Rose, behind. Everyone else, as you're sliding down towards this area, I need you to all make dexterity saving throws, hitting this like stalagmite field. The DC is a little lower because there's a hole in the middle now.
Am I able to possibly use my whip to grab onto one of those?
I would say you can make you can make an attack roll at disadvantage just
Okay.
because of the light.
Okay.
Because you're gonna be really close before you see it, and in fact, your dex save is gonna be at disadvantage as well. Anyone who doesn't have dark vision it's going to be a disadvantage. But I think it's just Kaya.
Would you say what was the skill check or the
Dex save?
Okay.
And if you pass that, it's going to be an attack roll at disadvantage.
Well, I rolled a 12 on the dice, which would have been 17. And then because it was a disadvantage, I rolled a natural 1 on the second roll.
So looking out for all of these stalagmites to hopefully crack your whip around and slow you guys down, you see it, but it's way too late. Wham! You smack into it and take 2 points of bludgeoning damage.
I think it
disorients you even further as you keep sliding. Everyone else, dex saves.
21.
So
Cool.
So we're in a pretty controlled slide, right? Even though it's fast.
Fairly, yeah. You're able to kind of like shift or move slightly. You're not like tumbling out of control.
Would I have enough time to summon my shadow within 15 feet of hitting the thing and then swapping places with it? Or am I really falling fast? Super fast.
You're sliding quickly.
Okay.
Like, I'll say yeah. Why not?
That's cool.
Throw some flavor in there.
I'm
It's
just
cool.
like this. I'm just like this, and then as I'm about to hit the ground, I go, ah! And I just boom.
Great. So you're
And I'm
able
just
to
on the
send
ground,
out your shadow
like this.
on the other side of the stalagmites and switch places with it, avoiding all of the stalagmites in front of you. 21, yeah, you save. You're able to see that hole that was left by the sisters, and you're able to slide through there, Adeline. Rhapsody.
I will quickly roll as fast as I can out of the way so nobody just crashes into me as they slide down. Like, I don't want to be at the bottom of
Okay,
a pile.
yeah, you can
of
shift to the
everybody
side. Yeah, that's fine.
crashing. Yeah.
So I rolled my first nat 20. So as Kaya hits, I'm gonna try and like reposition myself to if I saw him like go for the whip, reposition myself to grab onto the rope as well and help steady it in case the slack is questionable. And try and get like with him, sort of.
Okay, yeah. So we'll say with a nat 20, and you've rolled so many nat ones. You see the stalagmite coming, and in those reflexes, you're able to grab onto it and get your legs up on the side and push off of it and complete that jump that you tried to earlier. And so you're now side by side with Kaya, and grab onto the rope as well. And it is still taut. You are a little bit more controlled now because there's extra weight being pulled onto it. The same with Adeline. But you continue to slide down. Give me a perception check, sisters.
$12.
12.
I
Okay.
know that's really low for me. It hurt. That one hurt. I keep taking all these people's damage. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, I think I'm disoriented from all my bones breaking.
Okay.
Did you
Good to
also
know.
roll? What did you roll?
A 12.
Oh. Well, that's
Oh.
It's fun when we roll the same thing.
Except for when we fail.
So, what you don't see is a slight fissure in the ground where the ground is separated. So, you don't see it. The DC is higher. I need dex saves. Rose with advantage.
$17.
17.
14.
And 14? So he said? Sweet. Yes. So you kind of disoriented, looking around, trying to find it. You don't really see anything, but you feel a slight bump in the ground ahead of you. And as you do, instinctively, you just pull up on the front of the shield and you get popped up and across the fissure, landing on the other side and carrying on. Everyone else, as you're approaching this, as you're approaching this, I need dex saves for everyone. In fact, yeah, you would have seen the sisters go off, so yeah, you're fine. You know that it's ahead of you.
For some reason, I thought that was the stopping point.
I did too.
Like,
I thought we stopped.
breaking into stalagmites would stop us. Like, I just that was what I thought.
Another 21. My Norse
Nice.
Foundry dice is like only rolling 19s. It's
Dope.
great.
You too.
Oh, what is that? Face stacks?
Oh no.
I'm tired, Kaya. Well, that's too damn bad. I rolled another 1.
Oh my god!
Okay, so
Put it in jail. Put it in jail.
I don't have a jail.
So-
They're free.
Adeline. This is a good point, actually. Adeline, you're able to, you see it coming, and so you're able to like slide across, like pull to the side, one side, and you kind of go up the wall a little bit, and you're able to get around this fissure that kind of breaks through the bottom area. Kaya, what did you get?
Oh, I didn't know I was supposed to roll in 2. What are we?
Everyone.
This is Dax. Am I rolling at advantage? I mean, at disadvantage or just regular?
I would say this is a straight roll, just
Okay.
because you would have seen Adeline kind of go around.
Okay. So I rolled a 19.
A 19. So
Yeah.
you're good. So you kind of copy and head over to that side, and you're able to pull away. Because of this, and you are holding onto the rope, you are pulled to one side, but your foot, your foot slides off down the fissure, and you are tumbling forwards. But give me an acrobatics check to see if you can reach the cliff edge on the other side.
I'm gonna use my tail to balance me.
Nope, not you.
Oh, me.
Missed in that one.
Oh,
Wings. He has wings.
Oh, I was like, where's my dice at? It's listening to lo-fi, guys. It's fine. It's got performance anxiety. Is this regular or at disadvantage?
This is normal. This is a straight
Okay.
roll.
22.
22. Excellent. Yes, you slip off and start tumbling, but you're able to kind of still pull out your wings with what strength they had left, and it kind of allows you to glide a little bit, and you can cling to the edge. You have now stopped, and you are holding onto the edge. Everyone else, around, lost. Dexterity saving throw, please.
All right, this is with me chilling on the ground at the stalactite, or
You're still sliding.
But
I'm
he
so
used
sorry.
his
Okay, got it.
twisting. Oh.
got it.
Yeah, you went the other side.
4.
4.
Okay.
Okay, so you're sliding forwards and you hit that same bump, but you're on your back. You're not ready for this.
Yeah.
So it pops you up, and for a moment you see Rhapsody ahead, clinging onto the edge. I will give you one attempt. Give me an attack roll to see if you can use your chain to latch onto the other side.
Got it. Oh, okay. 18.
18 hits. It's a wall.
18 hits. Okay.
So you pop up. You watch as Rhapsody clings to the edge, and so instinctively you pull that chain back, flick it over, and it whoosh latches in and you swing towards the wall. Bah! Like landing. It kind of hurts a little bit, not enough to take damage, but you are
Okay.
just about
That
kind
would've
of
been-
like abseiled down this the side of this fissure.
Because if I took any more than 2 damage, or actually 2 damage, I would have been like Wile E. Coyote, like splat and just sliding down the wall.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, you're able to do that.
Alright.
While all of that's happening, sisters, you are cascading down on your shield, and you look ahead and you see. Well, give me a perception check.
Uh, 26.
26.
5.
Ooh, nice. So you both kind of look ahead, Lily with your goggles on, and see this bed of sand. This bed of sand ahead. Is there anything you'd like to do before you connect with this bed of
Do
sand?
you have any last words?
What do I assume is gonna happen if we hit the sand? Is it like a wall? Is it like...
Well, you're probably going to be forcibly stopped.
Okay.
This is the crash pad you were looking for.
Gotta pull upwards.
Like you can flavor this. It doesn't have to be like a on the character sheet thing. Is there anything you'd like to do in this moment?
Yeah, I would just... Yeah, we'll do that. We'll try to pull the shield up in the front just a little bit to kind of hit the wall or the bed of sand first.
Okay, all right. So both leaning back like Cool Running style, pulling up on the front of the shield in order to try and save yourself. You poof, come into impact and you bounce off with the shield.
Oh no.
I need you guys to make dexterity saving throws as you are now slightly airborne on the shield.
Well, I was gonna roll badly at some point on this.
9.
4?
9. 4. Excellent. So what you imagined to happen was just to hit it and then kind of surf and carve into it and slow down safely. What happens is you hit it at such force that you bounce off, sending you both in different directions and tumble to the ground. You do land on sand. Lily, you take 4 points, and Rose, you take 5 points of like falling damage as you come into contact with the sand, rolling before coming to a stop.
Ow.
Next down the line is Adeline.
Oh, I think seeing this and not really being able to think of anything else to do, I'm going to cast Shield in the hopes that it will negate some of the force of just like hitting this sand.
Okay. Yeah. So you leave it to like the last possible second and then cast shield. Okay. So what have you cast shield before? What does this look like?
I think this is the first time. I think, and I kind of think maybe it also like emanates from the book, and kind of this like black smoke screen kind of like comes out in a way and looks kind of maybe like a starry sky a little bit. And yeah.
Yeah, so that coming out of the book, the pages open onto one page, onto this particular page, and out comes what you recognize to be that milky astral sea as it pours out and forms this one side of a shell in front of you that you can partially see through, and you come into contact with the sand bouncing off. You'll take half, so that's half of 2, so that's 1 point of falling damage as you kind of roll into the middle between the two sisters. Next is Kaya.
All right. This is a dex save?
Yeah, or you can flavor this how you want to try and negate whatever is going to happen.
Okay. I'm going to, as I see the end coming up, I'm going to basically do a little tuck and then kind of roll. And then when I get back kind of upright, I'm going to jump and then kind of go feet first and then try to absorb the impact on the vertical wall. Like I'm flying horizontal, and then I'm going to try to use my feet to try to absorb some of that blow.
Jay's face figuring this.
You told me to flavor it. That's how.
It's so spicy. Why is it spicy?
Why is it spicy?
So, what?
Okay. Basically, I'm just going to kind of do a roll.
Down. Give me like 2 sentences. What happens?
I'm going to basically do a little tuck and then try to get to where where I'm sliding feet first, but kind of pop up in the air so that my feet hit the vertical wall at the end of the slide.
Okay.
Like use my feet to and my legs to try to absorb the blow, basically.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, give me a dex save on that.
God bless.
As you were already on your feet and sort of pop yourself up.
13.
13. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, you can take half for that. So as you impact with the sand, you were traveling a little bit faster than you thought, and so you impact and then boom, kind of roll over yourself. So you don't take as much damage, but you do take 2 points of bludgeoning damage.
It's a good thing I used that healing potion earlier to negate these last 4 points of damage.
The other 2, you're on the side of the slope. What do you do?
Is there any way to get from where we are to them without going back down the slide? Or are they further down into...
Not really, but if you start off from here, you will be going a lot slower because you haven't been accelerating the whole time.
Okay. So
if you're able to get up onto it and stand on your feet, you'd be able to control yourself a lot more.
Okay. I'll do that. I'll carefully perch myself up to the ledge to where I'm safely just mounted towards the edge, and then make sure that Lost can climb back out from his chain grapple.
Okay. Give me an athletics check just to be able to pull yourself up over.
Oh no.
This is straight strength based. There's no.
Okay, it's a 10 minus 2, so an 8. Hey, I'm tired. I did a lot today, okay?
Now, you're able to do it, but it does take a minute, and it's a little embarrassing being next to Lost as you kind of scramble your feet up the edge to try and pull yourself up.
I go to reach back for Lost, and he's already been up there for 2 minutes.
It's okay, I got you, Lost.
Well, if it isn't more than 15 feet, I can just summon my shadow and swap places.
It is less than 15 feet because your chain is on the edge, so you're basically 5 feet down off the edge.
Yeah, that's what I'll do.
So you're just gonna do that?
Yeah.
Summon the shadow, and then switch places, and then you watch as your friend Rhapsody is still struggling up over the edge, just kind of rolls onto his back, just on the edge, just.
Rhapsody's like the kid that can't do pull-ups in PE class.
Exactly that.
Me,
yes.
I'm Rhapsody.
Okay. So what are you guys doing?
I'm just gonna, after I see that what I'm reaching for is an echo, I'm gonna look at Lost and be like, "You saw nothing." and just get back up.
I'm sure if you had more than slippers for footwear, that would have been much easier.
Okay.
It's okay.
So you guys are now able to, as it starts to sort of peter out, you're able to slowly, a lot slower and more controlled, make your way down to the bottom. The rest of you see as the guys kind of just slowly down to the sand. As the rest of you are picking yourself up out of the sand, kind of spitting it out.
I'm popping my knees back in place.
I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna hurry over and I'm gonna help Adeline up and I'm gonna say, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I'm just gonna untie this rope now. Yeah, and I'm gonna coil it back up and I'm gonna say, yeah, I'm sorry. I don't have anything else to say. This is my fault, probably. And yeah.
She's just kind of silently dusting off her clothes, like not breaking eye contact with you. I'll remember this, Kaya.
Oh God.
I'm just
Okay.
gonna lay there in the sand.
It's exactly what I do too.
I'm just gonna lay there.
Can we all just lay here for like an hour?
Catch our breath.
I will say the immediate danger has passed.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't get up at all. I just uncork my flask and just lie there in the sand.
Yeah.
You still have the crystal?
It's in my bag.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I've never been this injured before in my life.
Oh.
I have.
Yes, I wasn't gonna compare to us. But God, this sucks. So glad you guys got me around so you don't have to feel like this all the time. And with that, I'm gonna use.
I just look over at all of them and I go, it's not like you don't have wings.
My uses of wings are done for the day.
Yeah,
Okay.
I used mine trying to save someone who didn't need to be saved. Apparently.
She was being carried by someone else with wings.
Well, I'm sorry. I don't. I'm just gonna keep saying I'm sorry.
How far do you think? How far down do you think we are now?
How far do
I'd
we
say
think?
about 237 and a half feet.
That sounds right.
I'm gonna use my
That's just a guess.
shit, what it's called? Sorry, I'm using a feature that I have that helps with healing, and I'm gonna put it on myself real quick. I can't remember what it's called. It is it's healing hands. 3d4. I rolled it. I got 10 HP. Just letting DM know.
Okay, cool. So, as you guys gather yourselves here, are you taking a short rest here?
Please.
That's probably a good idea. I think I'm gonna roll hit dice
Okay.
too.
Really good idea.
Yeah, so you guys can take a seat in the sand and roll hit die if you choose to expend any. As you do that, you're able to sort of take in the area around you. Those of you with dark vision, well, let's say Kaya, first of all. What you don't see but do hear is dripping, and like drips falling into a pool, and occasionally there's like a rock that kind of bloop into some kind of body of water. The rest of you slowly over this course of this hour picking up on that with dark vision, you're able to see that there is in this sort of circular sandy chamber ahead against a wall is a small pool of water.
I want to investigate if it's salt water.
Okay. Roll an investigation. No, you don't have to. It tastes salty.
I was about to say, do I have to?
Yeah.
So.
It was me all along. No.
I know.
It doesn't taste like old salty. It tastes of salt.
We wouldn't know. Not yet, anyway.
I gotta figure he probably got enough salt on his skin.
We're in salt mines, though, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
So would I be able to... Is this the seawater, or is this...
Oh, you've never been to the ocean.
I mean, we're here now.
Yeah, give me a nature check.
Well, those aren't good for me either, but...
Oh, nature or survival, I suppose.
Survival is good. 23.
23. Yeah, this tastes like the ocean.
Seawater. So this water is from the sea. So
Perhaps there's an outlet we could swim through.
I would look for something above the surface that is like a path or something that wouldn't be like us diving into the water to get out.
There is the slope behind you and the pool in front of you. Everything else is just rough, craggy walls that leads up to a ceiling.
Can you see the bottom of the... What's it called? The pool? Is it shallow?
It is dark.
Well, what if I put my shield down into the water?
Yeah, okay. So that sort of lights up, and do you put your face in it?
Sure.
To stop the distortion. That's
Sure.
what I'm thinking.
Yeah. That's
Okay. So immersing your face and opening your eyes. The salt stings a little bit, but you're able to look forwards, and you do see the cavern, almost like the same kind of slope. It goes off and underneath.
I will share that information with everyone and ask if anyone's a really good swimmer.
Mario level.
What?
This is the worst Mario level.
I know.
ever.
Is anybody a really good swimmer? And go check it out.
I've never swam.
There's not a lot of water where I'm from.
But I don't need to breathe, so...
Oh, and you have your boots. So you're not gonna you could potentially walk through.
I'll try.
Oh, that makes me nervous.
I was gonna suggest we put a rope around her, but
I would like to just walk in using my shoes to suction onto the bottom. Here I go. I'm walking in.
Okay, so you're gonna walk down the...
Yep.
Okay, down
Just
the tube.
walking down into the water.
Okay, yeah, I mean, you can do that. Water doesn't negate that magic, and so yeah, you're able to sort of push through the water. And although you oftentimes find yourself breathing with your chest, even though you don't need to, it's almost instinctive from that past life. You push into the water, and for a second, there's just instinctually, there's this moment of panic as you realize that you're not going to be able to breathe. But as you walk in and remind yourself that you don't need to, it comes back down. That panic starts to fade. You walk into the water, and you are able to wade down. With your goggles on, this seems to be going okay. Are you all... What is the plan? Are you just going off?
I still think we should
Well,
have tied a rope around her.
Well, I said to have somebody go and check it out. So I assume that's what she's going to do.
Okay. And then report back. Was that the idea?
Yes. Yes, and we would have.
Was that the idea, Lily?
I mean, that was my...
what I was thinking.
Or you just escaping? So as you continue to walk down the side, there's a lot of it is smoother down here than it is up in that chamber, but it's not the same as the rock that was eaten away by the giant basilisk. This is sort of more eroded rock, smooth. You're able to get down to the bottom and start to turn, and you are back level again with how you started. So you continue forward, and you see there's a long tunnel. Bits of the walls have algae on them, and there's a little bit of seaweed, which is a good sign.
If I would know what that is.
That is a good point. You can make a nature check if you want.
Okay. That's a 3.
Oh God.
Yeah. It's weird. Plants are down here.
It's plants.
So, you continue walking?
I'd like to see if I can, like, because it's pretty dark. I mean, obviously, like, I can see because of my goggles, but I like to, I don't get to a point where I can maybe not go all the way if it's too far, but like see if I can start to see light from the other side, or
Yeah. What distance of dark vision do your goggles give you?
60.
60. Okay. So as you're walking, you walk another 10, 15 feet, and you do start to see a curve going upwards.
Okay. Really wish I could cast message, but I don't know if it would work because I'm underwater.
You would have to speak the words.
Yeah, I guess I'll go back.
Okay. Yeah, so turn around, come back out.
I'd like to come out of the water in the most creepy way possible. Like, hairs, like,
yeah, that's what I was
just
thinking.
like water is just like pouring off, like hairs in front of my face.
So kind of her arms out to the side, like dress kind of hanging from it, soaking wet, hair all matted in front, just kind of separated a little bit over her eyes. You watch as she walks out of the pool horizontally and then flips upwards. as she takes a step up to your level, standing there, dripping.
It goes a good ways, and then it seems to go out the other side. There's plants down there. I don't know how they survive. It's very interesting.
Oh. Would I know what that means? I mean, I know lots of things about plants, and I've...
Yeah, give me a...
How do you guys? What is it?
Give me a nature check.
16.
16. It's seaweed.
Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah. That's...
It's a good sign that you headed in the right direction.
Right. Okay, that's seaweed, so if we head out there, then we'll probably just be in the ocean. Right, I guess we're going swimming. Everyone can swim, right?
How far is it?
About how far was it? It was like 60 feet?
So you walk down maybe 30 feet, and then the turn was about 70, 80 feet before the passageway started going upwards that you couldn't see.
Okay.
Well, that's a long time to hold our breath.
I know.
But you
I
don't-
can only hold my breath for 4 minutes.
It's a
That's
long
a
time.
long time.
That's a long time.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know how
And
far
you
it
can
is.
walk, 30 feet per round, and one round is 6 seconds.
Yeah, we got it.
So ideally, you've got plenty of, in the perfect D&D world, you have plenty of time.
Okay.
I
Just don't do anything wrong.
I've already done enough wrong today. I'll try not to do anything.
I'm there. I got some healing if I need to heal you guys.
Before you guys even jump in the water, you turn around and Lost is like practically naked. He's got all his stuff in a pile, and he carries it over to Rose, and he's like, "Can I just put this in the bag?"
Yeah, but you
I'm
have
gonna
to carry the
swim.
bag.
Why are you getting undressed?
We're swimming, right?
Yes, we all are, which means now I have to not only carry your stuff and my stuff. But why don't you carry the bag if you're gonna go naked?
Okay.
Is that what we're supposed to do? We're supposed to get undressed to go in the water?
I think he's just getting undressed because of his heavy armor. It would be harder for him to swim. Like it would hold him down.
Yeah, that's why.
I mean, I'm just walking. But
Yeah. I don't...
Does the bag keep things dry?
Yeah. What would you like to put in there?
Well, I just worry about my book getting too wet.
Well, at least you don't have to worry about your hair getting wet because it all fell out earlier.
And Duchess.
Oh, yeah!
Well, your book seems powerful enough to, I don't know, raise the dead. I don't think you should worry about it getting a little wet.
Well, raise the dead. I haven't tried that, but
I
maybe
have.
that is something to try. Oh. Right. We'll revisit that. I think
That's
it will be
She's
fine.
literally
I don't
sitting
feel
right
comfortable.
Here, so it just...
Oh, right.
The dead.
Of course. Yeah. The dead girl in the room. Like elephant in the room, but a dead girl. A totally normal girl. Shall we swim?
It's time to swim.
So you are keeping the book on you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
that's ominous.
I think that's...
That is ominous.
It's magic.
Just clarifying.
During the short rest I imagine we took, Rhapsody would have rebound his wings during that time at some point.
Okay.
Just in like a methodical sort of claw.
Yep. Yeah, using some of the silks that still remain, the many layers, you're able to bind them back down.
I would
Roz?
offer my scarf to you, the one that I bought, if you needed it.
I think I have enough. I wouldn't want to get it like bloodied because I imagine there's a lot of stuff. I mean, I know it's red, but there's 2 different shades. Thank you, Rose. I think I will be fine.
All right.
Does that hurt?
Wrapping them up.
Yeah.
Constricting them.
I mean, in a way, I guess, but it's better than the alternative. Words have a way of hurting as well.
Oh. Hmm.
You all right, Roz?
I'm fine. I mean, there's no judgments here, right? I mean, we're all friends.
Of course.
I mean, we all have
Yeah, to
things.
It's just easier this way. Less immediate judgments. Not from, I wouldn't say any of you, but those that we encounter.
I support your decision on however you want to handle it. I mean, you know, I always have. And you sure picked a good time to pop them out.
Well, they sort of have already, like, partially all the way out, and then you got eaten. It would have been bad if I didn't, and then you died, and then I would be like, well, I could have just, saved him, but...
Well, I wasn't ever worried. I mean, I was worried, but I wasn't truly worried. I knew you were there.
I was worried.
And everybody else, too.
But enough of that. Let's get ready to swim. I mean, attempt to, at least, for some of us.
Okay.
So is swimming half speed? Half of our walking speed, is that right?
There's a whale coming!
Yes, it's half walking speed. And you guys can hold your breath for 1 plus your constitution modifier minutes. 2 minutes? Oh, buddy. Oh, you too. 5. 4,
Infinity.
yeah. And beyond.
And this is why I have the most HP out of everyone.
All right. So, who's going first?
I'll go first.
And I will follow her.
Lead the way.
Okay.
Be down there as a spooky, like, hairs just floating around me.
Like seaweed, like just kind of drifting around.
And I'm just like that old, like, sea hag witch, just like pointing in
the
the
way.
right direction.
I love that.
I'm going to go last.
Like the ghosts of Christmas yet to come,
It's
pointing
dark,
towards the
though.
grave.
Yes!
Well, you know what? I'm
But I
gonna.
was gonna like stop midway and let everyone pass just in case something happens because I do have some healing in spell slots. I can be around to assist if needed.
Okay.
Roz, can you help guide me through?
Yes. I mean, again, there really isn't any water at the temple, so odds are I might be just as frantic.
Well, I can hold my breath a long time. I just can't see. So,
I can see, but I can't hold my breath for very long.
if you guide us, I'll get us through.
Why don't you guys just come with me? I have a light on my shield. It won't be a problem.
Okay.
I will kind of like reassuringly just like hold on to Kaya, just so I don't know if magic gets dissipated or something. He goes into panic swim mode, but yeah.
Okay. Cool. So you guys all dive in one after the other into the water, and suddenly everything becomes quiet. Oh. What are you doing with Duchess?
Oh no, did you forget?
She's been in my pocket this whole time. Foreseeing that we were gonna have to do this,
Yes.
and during our short rest that we had, I would take out the book and take the 10 minutes to cast the ritual spell to turn her into a little octopus with again like albino coloring, but like with too many red eyes just kind of like on the side, and like I think like inky black underside.
Okay. Yeah. So you're able to do that.
And my cat is dead, so she's fine.
Yep. Your cat doesn't breathe.
No.
So
Mine is a relative.
So you'll dive into the water, and so by quick calculations, to swim down, you guys start seeing all of the algae and the eroded rock and things on the sides. Kaya, you'd have to be closer to Rose in order to see a lot of this stuff ahead of you. Other than that, you're just kind of trusting everyone else. Lily stops sort of halfway down this, basically a U-bend, and allows everyone to kind of catch up with her and go in front. So you kind of central, right? Like in the middle of everyone. Is that what you wanted? Yeah, cool. So by my calculations, it takes 42 seconds to reach the wall as the climb starts. Who is up front?
Me, I
You?
guess if Lily
Sweet.
steps.
Yeah. Crazy passive perception, so you can look up and you see in the distance a little circle of light.
Just gonna
It
swim
is
up.
almost straight up.
I'm also gonna like look around for like any kind of weird creatures or things that might be swimming around out here, just as like a precaution.
Make a perception check.
Oh, I am looking at nothing.
Okay.
I mean, I rolled a nat 1, so it's still a 9.
Oh my God.
But
The amount of one.
I've never rolled this many. I haven't changed my dice either, so maybe I should do that. I'm gonna do
I've
that.
also rolled quite a few nat 20s.
We're like between 10 and 15 at once tonight.
It's crazy.
It's like the pendulum is just swinging. It's just,
We have a little bit in the middle. Just a little.
guys, yeah, there's lots of different numbers that you can roll. Like
So
this
many.
isn't like binary. It's not 1 and 20.
There's only the 2.
There's only yes or no.
Okay, so good to know.
I'm like, light.
But yes, you do see the light in the distance, which is another.
Go towards the light.
I'm
Just doing my. Okay. So everyone starts swimming upwards. Pretty much everyone, except Kaya, can see the light at this distance. You guys continue swimming upwards, and it seems to be going on forever. And we're approaching 1.5 minutes of swimming. Because we're only moving 15 feet at a time for...
But I can move so much more!
You can. Adeline cannot.
I would not leave my girl.
We're gonna drown together, baby!
We approach 1.5 minutes out of 2 minutes of breath time. Still, it's that weird illusion, right, where the surface of the water seems closer, but you keep swimming, and it just seems to stay at that same level, like you're not moving, and that panic starts to set in as you start feeling like your chest kind of getting tight now, as you can feel that there's no air coming back yet, and the surface of the water just seems like it's not getting any closer, and so the panic starts to set in, and your swimming starts to become erratic as you're moving closer and closer towards. But what is more striking is that connection that you've always felt in your head starts to fade. But after another 12 seconds of swimming, you reach the surface, one after the other, breaching the skin of the water, and sucking in that sea air, now familiar to you, and kind of looking around, making sure that everyone does, and one after the other, you all start popping up around each other, apart from Lily, who just kind of walks up the side.
Are we
Up
still
and
in a
out.
cave?
No, you are in daylight.
Awesome.
As you look around, you are in a rock pool. Off, away, but in front of the entrance. It's more toward, like, it's the way you came down the mountainside, it's on the opposite side, but it's still within sort of 60 feet of the entrance to the mine.
Do we see the asshole?
Yeah, I would want to be stealthy once I realize where we are.
Has he emerged?
You do not see him. You did take an hour.
Cool. That's fine. Just want to make sure that we're not popping out to an ambush.
So just with everything that happened and taking the short rest, there has been a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. He probably figures us for dead.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to disabuse him of that notion here shortly. We're going to have to find a way to get onto the tower without using the lift, though, I think. Otherwise, he's going to know we're coming.
Do you think we can trust Salty? He does have our horses. I mean, sort of the jack of all trades there.
I mean, I'm not saying that I'm experienced at this, but sometimes it is good to let them know that you're coming.
So just call for the lift and then wait to be...
Let him shake in his boots. Let him know that his time is running out, that we still live.
Well, he has a whole city. There's 5 of us. 5 very 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 6. God, I can't count. The 6 very wet us is
Very tired and hurt.
I don't think putting on this bravado and threatening him outright is the way to go.
Well,
To be honest, Lost, I'm not sure that that's the most prudent action in any situation. You see the trouble it got us in the cave.
but do you think, though,
Prudent.
that city would be happy to find out that he's in league with an evil son of a bitch who could bring trouble to their
Who's to
place
say?
where they've all sought
We
refuge?
know his
Convince
motive.
them.
How can we prove that his motives are evil?
And
If anything, he brings prosperity to them by buying up what they mine. He's their biggest stakeholder.
or
we
who's
don't know
to say
that.
they're not all in on it? It's a very odd town.
We've no allies here.
I mean, you all saw how he was treated when he arrived at the
You're
pub
all-
that night. Everyone sort of stopped what they were doing and cheered him on. To be a lot
Yeah, he's
of
definitely
convincing from
popular, but I
outsiders.
think it's because he. Maybe we just, basically, let's let him know how much he's stealing from them, and there's tons of them dying
You
from,
want to
and he's
start a
hiding it.
revolt.
Can
Yeah, let them
you
dethrone him,
send a message to Salty?
or we just assassinate him.
I think that that's the better idea.
Assassination? I
Russ.
agree.
No,
No,
not
I think-
assassination.
We are not fomenting we are not starting a revolt in this city.
You're right.
not-
I'm not about assassination either. I would rather just punch him in the face.
I think messaging Salty to meet us with our horses, with the carriage, under the cover of night, stealthily, if he might, without alerting anyone else, is our best chance. I think he's our only possible ally. If he
Well-
turns out not to be, then that we will deal with. But I don't think that going in there and storming the place when he is in his stronghold is a good idea in any sense of the
I
word.
don't think we
You're
stand to
absolutely
gain
right, but-
anything from that either.
The only thing is, Salty's gonna have to, he's gonna have to. They're gonna want, the big handsome, dashing, strong lore master is gonna have to let him down the lift.
And you
Yes,
think
he's
he's going
gonna-
to be like, oh, right, I'm going to meet those 6 people. They're very wet and
But he's
very
gonna have
hurt
our
and very
horse and-
tired."
He's gonna have our horse and cart. But you know what? Here's the thing. We should at least make him pay us what he promised. Even if you know what?
I feel like that's a.
It's a lost cause.
No. You know what?
You're worried about
Captain
you're
Kaya.
worried about settling our debts. He tried to kill us.
Right,
Don't
but he's not going to
joke
try
like
to.
that.
He's not going to try to kill us. If we just play it off like nothing happened, and we go in there, we're like, okay, we rid your mind of the problem. We'd like our payoff, and we'll leave. Sure,
He
it
said
does.
he's literally in cahoots with the person that we may have gave more information than we probably should have in hindsight.
He had no intention of doing anything but leaving us for dead. You do realize that there's probably not even the money that he tried to promise us.
Oh, he's got money.
Yes,
But
but I
not-
do believe we can acquire that later with better assistance. Like if we go to the neighboring town and they come back with us.
We're
Sort
all
of
just
thing.
doggy paddling while we're
I
having
think
this
we're out of the water, right?
I was
Oh,
already
really?
sat
Okay.
I was
on the
trying
beach.
to wait for a lull in the conversation to be like, "Do you guys get out of the water?"
I
We're,
feel like
we're having this
standing
frantic
well,
conversation on the way to shore.
dumping water out of our boots
know-
and things.
It's that
I-
classic Aaron Sorkin swimming talk.
I would love to take his fingers, but I do agree that it's not wise to go there now. I mean,
think
about it.
He's not friendly with the town nearby, so why don't we go there?
Yeah.
Gather ourselves. If we feel the need to go back, I'm sure someone there could assist.
Exactly.
And if
Okay,
We
but
lay low.
I'm very
we still have to get our stuff.
well. The only thing
I have all my stuff.
The only thing we don't have are our horses and our cart. And yes, no, we don't have a cart anymore. We just don't have horses. The only thing we don't have are our horses.
We do have a
and-
cart now.
We
Oh,
No,
he
no,
promised
because
us
y'all
a
don't
cart.
want to make him
Yeah,
pay
no.
it.
So here's the thing.
I believe. Oh,
You're
Rose,
fine.
you go.
I was just thinking, if we all still have our lives, and we don't have our horses, and that's me saying this. I've really bonded with both of these horses. We might need to cut our losses and continue.
I agree.
Because if Grigor thinks we're dead, then that gives us an advantage. And if Owain knows we're not, then Grigor knows we're not.
I think as soon as possible we find a way to shield ourselves from the kind of scrying that can reveal our location and our, status.
And honestly, if
Since
they
we
think we're-
left,
Go ahead.
since we left Elderwich, we've been listening to other people telling us what we have to do, when we have to do it. None in our control, and this is the first time we can tip the balance in our favor. I think we should take this opportunity, as Rose suggested, and Adeline, and Lily. Us going headstrong back there will do us no favors, and will only reveal ourselves to people that we can't even reveal or know exactly what their deal is against us.
Okay. I agree.
So,
I don't like leaving debts unpaid, and he owes us a large debt.
And who's to say we don't get it in time? You just have to wait a little bit longer
We will
for it.
Exactly. We'll
Well,
collect on Owain.
We're going
We'll
to collect
collect on
some interest as
Regal.
well.
Definitely interest.
All right.
Is this the
We
first?
could go back into the mine and just dig up more.
I mean, we have
Druidite,
that
but,
giant
I think,
druidite, but whatever.
We have a giant one. Yeah.
You know, I was thinking maybe in Orbalder there might be some sort of enchanter or a shop that maybe we could purchase a
A broom.
some
so
sort
we
of
can fly with you. Yes.
some sort of tool or something that would keep people from scrying on us, and then they could use that. Maybe we could chip a piece of it off to help like enhance it and have them use that to enhance it so it would protect all of us like a big area.
It's
Can I
a
at least
dwarf
send
city,
him a
is it not?
letter?
Orbalder is a dwarven city, yes.
While they're discussing, Roz is going to look over at Lily. Lily, do you believe the people who have passed away are in a position to assist us? Like if we did another one of those, did you call it a seance?
I mean, the dead assist us every single day. Don't you remember? Didn't you get assistance from, or some of you got some assistance from passed on loved ones? We could absolutely call on them to assist us.
There's an option.
Do you think they could scare the shit out of everyone in that city, or at least maybe?
was thinking more like the scribing way, but you scared, sure.
If you recall,
Can't scribe if you're scared.
There were no
to-
dead in that city.
It's true.
To kind of summarize, the plan is to wait out and mess. Are you going to message Salty or no? The plan is just to wait out and then travel on foot to Holbolder.
Yep.
Okay, great.
And the next time I'm away in another city, I want to send a letter to that fucker. And just send a letter and be like,
I think
your
that's
time is numbered.
And
Well,
I'm
wait
gonna
for the
burn it before you ever send it. Can I hold an action to burn that fucking letter?
Okay, so pulling it back. You guys sitting on the water's edge, coming to grips with everything that had just occurred, drying off. Adeline, that connection that you felt leaving, you look down to where Duchess is, and she's there, sort of. It's almost like ink streaked on a page. She's like weirdly half melted, and her features are kind of stretched out, almost like water has run down.
God. The fucking book.
And you instinctively reach to your side for the book. You pull it open, and the pages are mashed together, separating them. They are streaked down the page, and you start to reach into the power there to connect with that being, and there's nothing. You don't hear anything back. And you carefully like pull the page over one by one, carefully not to tear anything, damage anything. But you don't hear anything. And the Duchess starts to fade away and disappear.
Can I prestidigitation the book to try to dry it?
So you go to cast prestidigitation and nothing happens.
Oh, I fucked up.
You don't even feel the magic energy leaving you. There's just nothing. And that's where we're going to call it until the new year. Hey!
Adeline is a totally normal girl.
I'm totally normal. Oh no.
Oh man.
No.
We have
Everybody get your giveaway in.
Yeah.
Hey to make
Raiders.
the fate coming in like right at the end, closing out on possibly one of our characters completely fucking up and losing her magical abilities. So with that, we are actually running a giveaway right now. It's part of our Christmas giveaways, so anyone can jump in, ! Giveaway in the chat for a chance to win this Bifrost Boulder D20 from Norse Foundry. Ooh, look at that guy. I don't know if you can really see it.
You rolled a nat 20 with it earlier.
I did roll a nat 20 with it earlier.
It's blessed.
So, yes, and please follow. We have 136 follow, or less than now. But at the beginning of the show, we were 136 follows away from hitting 2,000 by year's
127.
end. So if you're in there, please follow. It really means a lot. 127 left.
Yeah.
So thank you everyone that's following, getting character rolled on the screen. I'll give another few seconds before we call the giveaway winner. Last couple of entries. Let's see if anyone else is coming in. 3, 2, 1. Whoa!
Whoa! Thanks
thank
for
you.
that. I'll roll it.
Yeah, that came out of nowhere.
I'm rolling it.
Thank you so much.
It's
Roll it.
rolled. Miss Deadite.
Miss Deadite.
Miss Deadite.
You here? Whoa, there you are.
Hey,
Yes.
quick.
You won.
You won a giant
Congratulations.
D20. Oh.
Yes, you win. You win this. You are in the U.S. though, correct? Can you please answer and confirm that you're in the U.S.?
Chat with us.
Please.
Oh, Canada.
Oh, no.
Break my heart.
We can't do international. I'm so sorry.
Oh, well.
We're gonna have to roll it again. I'm so sorry.
All right, here goes. Sorry. I'm sorry, Miss Deadite. Okay, this one. Ilanis. Nias. Are you in
here?
America?
Are they here? More to the point.
Are you here? Hello, hello.
3, 2, 1.
All right, I'll roll it again.
Okay, roll it again.
Third time's a charm.
Austin! We know you're
Austin!
here.
Hey,
Austin, you won it.
there you go. Yeah, awesome. I know I can get your details and everything, so congrats, man. This will be making its way to you.
Yeah.
You must have entered at some
You
point.
did at some point.
Nice try.
So,
Or you
yes,
did to show other
congratulations.
people how
Thank
to.
you, everyone, for being here. Thank you for all the follows. Thank you for the gifted subs. Thank you for the regular subs. Thank you for the subs. Thank you so much. We are going to be off of Fables until the 6th of January. But on Monday, we pick up with the Legends of Shargal, DM'd by the one and only pretty DM, Diane DiCarlo, our very own, which has dinosaurs and all kinds of nuts stuff. So be there for that. And then on Wednesday, we're going to do our Christmas one-shot, which we're running a Humblewood one-shot where they take on the blight of the frozen heart. So, yes, a little homebrewed one-shot set in Humblewood by Hit Point Press. It is cute little woodland creatures and bird folk in a big foresty type world. So come along to that. That's going to be a great time. But yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much for starting your weekend off the right way with Fables of Gahlia. We're going to raid someone.
Yeah. Who?
I see Magi RPG.
Okay.
Swole Initiative Network is active. No, I'm kidding.
They are? Yeah, let's do Magi. They've raided us quite a few times, so let's go and try and pay it forward. So hang on, jump into the raid, drop the raid emojis, scoop up those extra channel points that you can use for what's the word? Flex points. Thank you in the future. So yes, thank you so much. Have an awesome weekend. We will see you on Monday and then Wednesday. Have an awesome weekend, guys. We'll see you soon. Much love. Bye-bye.
Bye.